5-5. Gabe really wants the volcanic fallout. He wants the 5-5 to fight a dragon so they can finish it off with a volcanic fallout. But he knows that Luis knows that Gabe's capable of missing something, so he attacks into it. I think Luis is right to activate the Mutavault, giving himself the third Kithkin so he can send Cloud Gut Ranger to the air.
Sure.
It's not like he just wants to take 4/4 Flyer to the face a couple of times.
Right.
No, it was just a fun little dance. But, Gabe also knows at the same time that he's capable of missing that, and now he's reminding Luis that he's capable of missing that. Just awesome magic. Really sort of nice, smart, subtle plays. And apparently Gabe was right. He could, in fact, play around that Ajani.
Right.
Yeah. He preserved that precious negate because he knew he didn't want to get head gamesed.
And he ended up getting head games under the windless heights, and that's another little element that whole
it
time.
It sat there forever.
He could have done that at any point.
He could have, except it would have gotten negated.
Right.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, incredible patience.
Yeah, I thought Luis played a great match of Magic there. I don't know if there was a path through to win. I think Gabe got a couple lucky draws there, right? You get the Mull Drifter into the other Mull Drifter.
But that's what his deck does, right?
Yes.
His deck has a ton of mana. Draws up cards, has a lot of options,
right.
Has this really, really complex decision tree. So.
Yeah. So.
These guys are shuffling up.
Yeah. We'll definitely get there before the game begins. LSV played that game from a position of nothing in the first 5, 6, 7 turns. Right. He resolved that one Ajani, and he's like, gain two. That's basically all he accomplished in the first 7 turns of the game. And so, on the one hand, that favors Nassif, and you see how, in fact, in the late game, Nassif and his 5-color control deck did manage to win that. But maybe it didn't work that game, but LSV's ability to sort of find the best path, find the optimal path, and it may not have won in that game, but, over the years, over the matches, he's going to win some of those that sort of nobody else would win from that seat.
You saw the power of the reflecting pool there. Play my tap land, everything turns on. Suddenly I'm able to leap into action. I've put everything in place. I'm ready to go.
It's true. Either one of these guys is a worthy champ.
Yeah. No, this is what in the coverage room we hope for. At the beginning of how many times?
It's a dirty little secret. We rarely get the dream matchup, right? Usually somebody gets knocked off and somebody gets upset. You don't get the awesome pair.
Or you get the same matchup in the quarterfinals. Right. We had a couple of those at Worlds. And a lot of times matches look better in hindsight, right? You don't know. The first time Shuei Nakamura is in the top 8, you're like, oh, some guy.
Yeah, who's this guy?
You don't know this guy. And then, years later you look back, but this is one of those moments where you have the finals, and it's just, two amazing players.
Yeah.
And no matter who wins this match, there's going to be an enormous cheer from this crowd.
Fair. Yeah, Long Justice, you knew. You didn't have quite the amount of coverage, right? You didn't have the game didn't have the history at that point in Season 2.
Right.
But, those were clearly the two best guys. And, it was, I think, a legitimate passing of the torch from Justice to Long as the guy at the top of the game, the charismatic figure everybody was afraid of. Finkel Maher, you knew, those were two of the best players in the game.
Right, and it's a great game to go back and watch.
Yeah, and the game 1 that those guys played remains to this day one of the most incredible matches of Magic I've seen. It's a mirror match. They're both playing Tinker processor decks. But essentially, do you remember this game? They both get processor for 19. So literally, they've both gone to 1 life in order to sink 19 life into processor. So you've got 19 processor tokens smashing into each other. They're just attacking and smashing into each other. And Maher gets a head start, but Finkel has... I can't remember which way, but you get the artifact where your life is your library, where instead of taking damage, you start taking, so now you're getting milled for 19. Finkel ends up winning the game because he manages to sacrifice his library in order to buy the time to get out Voltaic Key. And enough mana to make multiple tokens. So he's 4 mana, untap it, 4 more mana, and then he just gets more 19 tokens. Just insane, any one of these 7 effects should be enough to defeat mortal Magic players.
Yeah, at any point, you put anyone else into the opposite seat.
Right, and any one of the 7 plays is just plenty.
Yeah.
But no, between these two guys, it was just all of these ridiculous haymaker swings canceled each other out. And then Finkel finds the subtle path with the Voltaic Key to be making 2 tokens a turn. It's just crazy. Luis Scott Vargas, off screen, is taking a mulligan down to 6 cards. So we may see Gabriel Nassif with the second PT win.
And the way these two guys are playing, I wouldn't make any predictions about either one of them. You know, from any position.
Right. Both players broke serve here too, right?
Right.
Now, LSV will be going first in the last game, but going first is a 2-2 proposition so far. 1 game. Wow.
And he's looking at his 6 cards. It's only got
one land in there.
Windbrisk Kites.
And it's a Windbrisk Kites.
Can he keep it? He cannot.
No. Gonna mulligan down to 5. Wow. Nassif trying to suppress the smile. He's gonna put his hand over his mouth. It's like he wants to win this, though, no question. Yeah, he was really excited to make this top 8. I mean, you'd think after 9 it becomes old hat, but nope. They still feel awesome.
At what point can we start calling him Old Hat?
Old Hat? Well, Papa Hat kicked in, right? He's got that lingo flying around for a while. Yeah, at this point he is, I mean, he's still only 25, but he's the wily veteran, right?
Yeah.
The wily veteran versus...
Old man of the Pro Tour, 25.
The up-and-comer, the whippersnapper. He seems like he knows what he's doing. Which, for the record, LSV does.
Yeah. 5 cards.
And he's going to keep them. Land and spells. It's good enough for 5. What does Gabe think of his 7? No, don't start. Stop them.
We're going to go over and take a look at this match.
All right, so 1 game of Magic for the Pro Tour Kyoto title. Is it going to be LSV? Is it going to be Gabriel Nassif? Who's going to win their second Pro Tour? Let's go find out. All right, game number 5. Gabriel Nassif has won 2 games. Luis Scott Vargas has won 2 games. One of these guys becomes a 2-time Pro Tour champion at the end of this game. The bad news for Luis Scott Vargas is that he had to double mulligan, just 5 cards to work with. A couple Arcane Sanctums, though, means he's going to have land to cast his spells, but don't really want to start out down 2 cards. Nassif seems to be building up his position. Kitchen Finks for LSV. We begin the permission portion of the festivities. May I have a Kitchen Finks? No. Sculler gets...
I'm going to keep...
Okay, he's going to keep Cryptic Command. Sculler gets mulliganed. Or milled.
Elspeth go away.
Elspeth, Bitter Blossom, Kitchen Finks, Tidehollow Sculler. 4 spells.
Go.
Gotta believe Gabe's doing alright on land since he chose not to push the 4-mana Cryptic Command.
Yeah.
Get in with Mutavault.
Mutavault attack for 2. Probably not the turn 4 LSV was hoping for.
Go.
The best player in the game right now against one of the best in the history of the game. One of the best couple right now. I mean, there are not very many people I think have any edge on Nassif.
Sure.
This might only include LSV, actually.
Go.
And of your turn, Fallouts.
Yeah.
Fallout will kill the Mutavault.
Nassif is down to 14.
Go.
Wow, he really is one of the big 3, Gabriel Nassif. I mean, it's John, Kai, and Gabe. There's your pantheon.
Yeah, certainly going to be the last person announced at the Hall of Fame class that as soon as he's eligible. It's obviously going to be the class leader.
Go.
You have 7?
Yeah.
So you have 7 spells.
Luis just making sure he understands what he's up against here.
Yeah. Luis mulligan to 5 and has drawn a bunch of land. His opponent is a 5-color control deck with 7 spells in the grip. GL. How about Kitchen Finks?
Cards.
It's funny. I might not cast a spell there. I don't know.
Counter and draw cards.
Go.
I think he was hoping that Gabe would read that as bait and choose to let it resolve. I think that's what that was. Really, that's the only chance Luis has, is to try to bait Gabe into misunderstanding the position. Wow, just a sick grip. Negate, remove soul. Oh, really easy for Gabe to counter when he's got remove soul and negate back. Like for 6, he could counter any 2s.
And he's got Cruel Ultimatum man the next turn.
There's Cloud Goat Ranger. Suspects that's worth a remove soul. I mean, it's like Gabe actually needs to cast spells so that he doesn't have to discard the Cruel Ultimatum cards, you know?
Yep.
Remove soul.
Miser's remove soul. Puts it on the table, wants to pick it up. No. Alright, there we go.
How many cards does LSV have?
3 or 4.
Is it 3? He's just staring over at him.
Yeah, it's 3.
It's 3. Wow. You Cruel Ultimatum here, right? He's just worried about what he's going to top deck. I mean, I guess he can try to get 2 more lands so that he can counter the top decked whatever.
Yeah, I guess he's not really in a hurry.
So tempting, though. 3 cards. You can Broodmate Dragon. Does he have an 8th land?
Nope.
That's 7 lands. You can't Broodmate and leave up negate.
I mean, I guess if he Cruel Ultimatums and then into head games.
Yeah, the top card of Luis's deck could be something like Head Games. That would be a catastrophe.
Sick.
Well, he goes for it. There goes Luis's hand. He'll be playing off the top. Have to exile in 2 lands is the hand that...
like 2, it looks like.
Probably not. In like blue.
The only way to get black is off the
red to red.
Off the moving of those two.
Alright. So 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Luis walks him through what he needs to do for the mana.
Hey, sweet hand.
So
Yeah, path, land. Look at all the land that Luis
Head
drew.
games buy-ins?
9 lands.
3. Oh no.
With 13.
And I'm at
19?
now after the ultimatum. Draw 3.
Alright. Luis needs to top deck Head Games. That's what's going on here. Let me put this in your graveyard. You did not play land. Head Games off the top or no? Feels like if Gabe gets to untap, he's going to be the
I don't
Pro
even know if
champion.
that'll... how much...
Head Games is good enough. Gets him back in the game.
Go.
Cloud Goat Ranger.
That's not going to be enough. Yep.
Here's Broodmate Dragon. With 2 mana up for negate.
Took up one of that.
Maybe I've got the list wrong. The whole Justice to Long to Finkel to Booty to Nassif to Kenji to LSV. Maybe it's just been Nassif ever since Kai. You know?
Go.
It's been consistently one of the best couple players on tour since about, what, 2001?
There seemed to be a little bit lag in
Normally I would
his
concede here, but I'm not going to do
dedication there for a little while.
I'll make you earn it a little bit. Glory's Anthem.
Nassif shaking his head. Do I counter this? Can I play around it? It's almost like he's so good at playing around things that it...
Sure.
Yep.
Sure.
Thank you.
Oh.
I think this one's actually right.
Yeah.
Oh, he blocks with the black dragon, not the red one.
Yeah. Cruel Ultimatum. Fallout.
Fallout finishes everybody off. Yeah, the fact that he blocked with that one does set up ultimatum. Does he have the second ultimatum in his hand?
I mean...
That would be pretty sick.
I wouldn't even...
I mean, it's draw 3 and get a draw 4, one of which is a dragon. Yes. Cruel ultimatum number 2.
2.
Luis Scott Vargas falls to 2. It took 2 cruel ultimatums to beat him, but looks like Gabriel Nassif is going to win his second Pro Tour, finally pick up the individual Pro Tour win in top 8, number 9. Up there with John and Kai, no question about it. This is one of the best players in the history of the game, winning yet another Pro Tour. Wow! Gabriel Nassif, ladies and gentlemen, Pro Tour Kyoto champion. And Luis Scott Vargas, ladies and gentlemen, on top of his powers, had one incredible weekend. But when the headlines are written about Pro Tour Kyoto, it will go down as Gabriel Nassif, the coronation, as he makes the leap into the Pantheon with John and Kai.
You know you're playing great Magic when finishing second to Gabriel Nassif. It's a disappointing weekend for you.
That's a good point. Very well said.
Not very glorious, but...
Wow. Nassif makes the leap into the Pantheon with John and Kai. LSV plays amazing Magic. I think you said it well. He's disappointed to only finish second.
To Gabriel Nassif.
And to Gabriel Nassif, absolutely. Great match, Magic. So now we can go back to the quarterfinals. I think that was the best top deck of all time.
Yes, absolutely.
I think that cool ultimatum in Game 5 against Matteo Orsini-Jones. Nassif called his shot. Essentially, the trophy shot should be him pointing, like Babe Ruth pointing to the outfield in Wrigley Stadium. Dead on board, has to top deck something, slides the top card of his deck over into play, doesn't know what it is, carefully arranges his mana into the form of Cruel Ultimatum. Cruel Ultimatum wins that Game 5, goes to the finals where, again, it's Cruel Ultimatum getting the damage done.
And don't forget also...
Somewhere there's, Jerry Thompson wishing he could sort of erase some articles from the Star City archives.
Don't forget that Mole Drifter after the head games, which let him claw his way back into that game after getting a handful of Vivid Lands.
It's true.
Putting his grip. He had a great hand.
I thought LSV played a brilliant Game 4. I thought he was going to win it right there. Yeah. It seemed like he jockeyed for position and he had a mediocre draw, but he parlayed it into, I've got board advantage, and I just stuck you with a handful of Vivid Lands, but the top of Gabe's deck did not let him down. That's how the deck was built. It's designed to top deck. I mean, it's not like he got lucky. He kind of built the deck to get lucky, to be able to draw those kind of powerful spells. But yeah, there came Mole Drifter. There came another Mole Drifter. And all of a sudden, Nassif was able to come back. Volcanic Fallout. Another Volcanic Fallout. And Papa Hat is now a 2-time Pro Tour champion.
Yeah. Tied for second most top 8s all time. Climbing the Pro Point listings, climbing the money leaderboards. In front of the Player of the Year race. He is the last player to win Player of the Year before the title took residence in Japan for the last 4 years.
It's true.
He was the player who took the Player of the Year title away from Kai. So,
that's just fun.
This is,
that's kind of what you hope the Pro Tour Sunday is going to be like.
I wish I'd actually taken the bet.
Great top decks. It's true. We were talking about this on Saturday, and I had picked. Before the tournament started, I picked LSV. You picked Nassif. Saturday morning after day 1, you were saying Nassif, and I'm like, I'll take LSV. Heads up. Should have taken me up on it. I remember the people betting on Kai at even odds to win Pro Tours back in the day.
Wow.
Good news, though. You're not going to have to eat your hat in Honolulu.
Oh. I have a giant head. It really extends very far back. So
yeah, LSV's run not quite that good. Nassif's got some magic in him. All right, we are ready for the award ceremony. We got some very worthy hardware to hand out to some very worthy players. Take it away.
Hello and welcome to the awards ceremony for Pro Tour Kyoto 2009. Assisting me today is the head judge, Riccardo Tessitore. First prize is already awarded. In fourth place, winning $13,000 from the United States of America, Brian Robinson, and in third place, winning $15,000 from Japan, Akimasa Yamamoto. And now, the second place finisher, winning $20,000 from the United States of America, Luis Scott Vargas. Luis Scott Vargas, the second place finisher. And now, the champion of Pro Tour Kyoto 2009, winning $40,000 from France, Gabriel Nassif. Once again, the champion, Gabriel Nassif of France. We'd like to thank all the staff, the judges, the players and you the viewers for making Pro Tour Kyoto such a success. Join us again for Pro Tour Honolulu, June the 5th through 7th. But until we meet again, I'm your host, Richard Hagan, saying bye.